Welcome back. In today's Monday Movie Musings, Matt Perrin shares his thoughts on Happytime Murders, starring Melissa McCarthy.
Welcome to another Monday. It was a slower weekend at the box office, with Crazy Rich Asians and The Meg repeating in the #1 and #2 spots. There were two new wide releases, with one taking the 3rd spot and the other not appearing until 9th. As much as I've been dreading having to review the movie I did, I wasn't really left with much of a choice. Melissa McCarthy, who has already either hit or miss with me, is back as a gritty detective in the new Puppet Shock film. So without any further ado, here's my take on the Happytime Murders. Our film begins in a world where humans and puppets coexist, albeit not equally. Puppets are considered lesser citizens, so already we have race issues coming into play. Our main protagonist, Phil Phillips, was once a decorated police officer, but is now just a private eye. Suddenly, all the cast members of a much-loved TV show start getting murdered one at a time. Being that one of these stars is Phil's brother, he takes it upon himself to solve the case. Of course, this reconnects him with the police department and his former partner, Detective Edwards, played by Melissa McCarthy. They have had a major falling out, but find themselves forced to work together one more time. Despite butting heads at every turn, the two quickly start making headway in the case. As they track down the remaining cast members, we begin to see the prejudice that each group has for the other start to play out and put up barriers. With each new murder, the suspect list begins to dwindle. But of course, the FBI shows up with a very short suspect list of their own. As the movie progresses, the crudeness kicks up a notch, and we as the audience play along ourselves in the whodunit. Several twists appear, and we wait to see exactly how this is going to play out. One thing is for sure, though, and that is that at any moment, we're not quite sure whether we're supposed to laugh or be shocked. So, what to say about this one? First off, I was actually surprised that it was not as bad as I expected it to be. It delves into a nice film noir storyline that's actually fun to watch and try and guess who is behind everything. Melissa McCarthy, as I mentioned earlier, is either really enjoyable or extremely nerve-grating, basically on a 50-50 split to me. She didn't rub me the wrong way in this movie. When she's playing the gritty detective driven by dialogue, she's actually really funny. She has a few instances of physical comedy, but they definitely aren't over the top to the point of annoying that I found so overbearing in past movies. And of course, her husband makes a brief appearance that is just perfect. I think what everyone wants to know about this movie is how crude it actually gets. To tell you the truth, the majority of the crudeness is shown in the red band trailer that everyone has seen. So there was nothing shockingly crude to appear in the film that I hadn't seen in the trailer, with maybe one exception. But to tell you the truth, after the popularity of Ted, there's not much that this movie throws at you that you haven't seen before involving stuffed toys. So all in all, I was pretty surprised that this ended up being a fun little murder mystery. My only real problem is that it's a little bit jumpy. You get in a nice groove enjoying the detective aspect, and then they throw in a scene that's just taboo for taboo's sake, rather than advancing the plot. I feel like that if they could have tightened it up just a little bit, we could have had a really good movie that was pretty fun to watch. Instead, it's something cute that'll be funny to watch on demand one night. This has been your Monday Movie Musing. Back to you.
All right, and stick with us. Tyler has one last look at your forecast after the break.